Kia ora everyone, it's Charlotte Scott here, textile artist in New Zealand, and today I wanted just to do a little quick video about how I use flora printing to inform a lot of my work. So this is an example of what I started with. This here is it's covered in flora printing. Let's have a look, see if I can spread it out. So there's layers of different leaves and things printed on there. But then I had this one, this dark green one here, that I particularly liked the shape of. So how do I translate that flora print into something I can use onto my other quilts and other work? Now, a flora print, I suppose I need to take a step backwards and explain, is where I, say, take a leaf and I paint it with some paint, and I lay it down on the fabric and I roll something firm over that, peel off the leaf, and then I've got this beautiful leaf print. So it's directly printing from flora, and I actually have a little video, you can search for that one too. So, there's my camera. If I've got this beautiful print that I like so much, the next thing that I did is I took some paper, and I've used, this is actually slightly transparent and it's backing paper from Fusible Web, but lunch wrap works really well, or greaseproof paper, and you see that I laid that over my flora print and I have traced it, not completely accurately, but so that I have got the details that I wanted. And now I have a pattern. So if you look at this quilt under here, this is in progress quilt here, I haven't finished the quilting. You can see that I used this pattern to trace onto some, what is it under there? That's a piece of, let me think, that's actually cotton, a dark blue cotton fabric, and that is fused under these layers of silk organza, so that's why it looks a little bit sort of, misty almost. So that's one way, and then I've quilted straight over the top of the organza so that you get this little outline. So that's one way I've used it. And then, let me rummage through. So then I wanted to use it, let me think. So the Fusible Web shape that came off the back of this one, I used the, what would you call it, the positive shape that I peeled off the back of that, and I laid it down on this quilt here, and I used it as a negative stencil, and you can find that in my Playing with Gelatos video. So you can see these leaves here, I stenciled around the shape, so you got colour outside and the background fabric on the inside. And you can see it's not quite the same shape as that one, because it is, this leaf is missing, that tore off my shape, and they shifted around a little bit as I laid it down. So that's another way I've used that flora printing. And then I'll just come back to this quilt. I wanted another motif down in this corner, and I wanted something that related to the quilt, so I wanted to use this shape, but I didn't want it exactly the same as this leaf. So I took my paper pattern that I had made earlier, I photocopied it and I reduced it. I can't remember how much by, it was probably about 67% or 89, or one of those presets that's on my little printer. So then I have something that's very similar to this, but it's reduced in size, and then of course when you're dealing with Fusible Web, if I trace this one exactly onto Fusible Web, when I actually lay it down, it's going to reverse. So you can see, here's the little shape that came off the back of this piece of fabric, and somewhere I've got the oh my gosh, somewhere on this table I've got the positive, nope, can't find it. I've got the outline of what came off this here. Disaster. Anyway, this is silk organza, and I put Fix on the back of it, which is the backing of this, and when I laid it down and ironed it, it stuck beautifully, and because it's semi-transparent you can see how it's disappearing into the background beautifully. And this here is 2 layers of silk organza. The leaf shape, if you look at it, was actually cut out in one shape, in one layer, but then I cut another piece of silk organza and just slid it underneath to get the impression of 2 leaves over the top of each other. So, from this beautiful leaf print that I took to this quilt here to this quilt here, you can see how one flora printing can inform your work and give you inspiration and patterns to put into multiple quilts. I hope you enjoyed that glimpse into my work process, and I'll catch you later.